Welcome into the Summer Tree Sports Podcast. I am Braden, alongside of Hayden today.
Hello.
No Elijah today. Elijah is not with us today. He is in Hilton Head.
He's a butthead. If you're not
South
here,
Carolina.
you're a butthead. That's what I have
was a butthead
decided.
last week?
You were a butthead last week. That's right.
Is Hilton Head in South Carolina or North Carolina? Have we figured that out yet?
It's one of the Kakalakis. I don't know.
One of the Kakalakis?
Yep.
Dude, so let's start it off.
Mm-hmm.
Great football weekend last weekend.
Best weekend in football all year so far.
All year so far, maybe all the last couple of years for at least the three of us together. Mainly because my team
Look at
has
you.
sucked.
Oh, I forgot you wanted to do Jersey. Oh, well, I got this.
Yeah, dude.
I got that.
Dude, pause the game. Pause the game.
The only jersey I have is a Mariota jersey. I'm not going to wear
Who's
that.
number 8 now? Is anybody number 8?
On the team?
Yeah.
I think Randy Bullock is number 8 right now.
Oh.
Fat
No, he's
Randy.
14, I thought.
You might be right. Oh, maybe it's the new. I think one of the kickers is number 8.
Dude, then
like,
you're
like
you
that
got a
Townsend guy or
you
whatever.
Townsend. You got a Townsend jersey now. Dude. Pretty sick jersey if you ask me.
Townsend jersey.
Pretty sick jersey, if you ask me. Anyways, yeah, so great football weekend. Tennessee absolutely just demolished South Carolina, second straight week. They've scored 28 points in the first quarter. Second straight week, they've scored 45 or more on an SEC opponent. Titans beat the Jags. What was it? 38, 30, yeah, 37 to 19.
Not enough, baby.
37 to 19.
Should have been 38 if Randy had hit one of his extra points.
You got to hit them, bro. And then you had the Alabama Crimson Tide losing
to Elijah's team.
Which is the Texas A&M Fighting Aggies. If that's do they call themselves the Fighting Aggies?
I don't know.
The Fighting Farmers.
All I know is they're
agriculture and mechanical.
Agriculture.
So they beat Alabama 38-41. Last second field goal that I didn't think was going in. Did you see it?
I did. It like went. Whoop,
dude, that was like
curved right
dude,
in.
Is football scripted? Because that was a scripted kick.
Also, not to mention, we'll get to it later, but Iowa guys beat Penn State. Ooh,
Iowa.
We're gonna talk about it later. Talk about it later. I just had to say because it's part of the best weekend of football.
I just couldn't remember if they were already ranked 3 or during that game were they already ranked 3?
I think they're already ranked 3,
dude,
and then they beat 4. So.
They might be 2. Wait, no, the rankings already came out. We should already know that.
We should know that.
I'm confused. I don't know.
Stick around for Hayden's Iowa Hawkeye update of the week.
I'm so excited.
And I'm going to know. Goes to Google.
Dude, I'm so excited. So is it like it's not really a secret that we'll figure out, especially after today if you haven't been watching. The Iowa Hawkeye update of the week little presentation video at the beginning has a little bit of a tweak every week.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude,
I will say I spent at least an hour and a half making today.
Dude, that's dedication.
And you'll see I'm wearing
cow.
the same thing in the video, which means I made it today.
So yeah, you made it today. That's great.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
So
it's a treat.
Let's talk about the Titans real fast.
Tighten up, baby!
Tighten up. So what? 3 and 2. 3 and 2 right now.
Above 500 right now. I'll take it.
Beat the Jags 37-19. Was the score actually as 18 points? Was it as dominant in your mind than it was the end result?
No. It was closer.
Yeah.
Than you would.
Because it was a lot of last minute touchdowns. Not a lot, but there was some later scores, right?
I mean, yeah, I think it was a 1-score game going into halftime, and then we started to slowly pull away, and and they had chances to come back into it. Like we had a goal line stop.
Right. I saw the goal line stop. I was at work, so I kind of was in and out on a lot of it.
Yeah. So if it hadn't been for that goal line stop, it would have been a 1-score game.
Yeah.
But we did have the goal line stop, and you can't take that away.
Which Elijah Molden at the very beginning of that game had a really good tackle on the tight end. Kevin Byard scooped and scored. They didn't think it was going to be a fumble.
It was funny because when it happened in real time, I'm like, no, I didn't cheer.
Yeah.
Like I should have been like freaking out, but I was like, no, this is coming back.
But
it didn't.
But the really good thing about it is the one thing I loved about that play, referees did not blow the whistle to stop the momentum of the play. How it always should be.
Yeah. And I think there was a couple of cases where they should have done that this weekend in football where they didn't. Yeah. So I'm glad happen with us, even though I still didn't like the refs.
So I was also, this is like a very small thing. I was at the Austin P game on Saturday. And we were sitting in the end zone. If you've ever seen the stadium, we were sitting in the end zone little boxes. It's a very small stadium. It's an FCS school, Division I, but they're FCS still. And, I'm probably like 10 yards away from this play at this point. I'm field level. I'm literally like 5 feet from the back of the end zone. Guy comes behind. Austin P player strips the quarterback on the 2-yard line from behind him. Ball stays right there. Guy picks it up for Austin P. Referee blows the whistle. Dude had a wide open field in front of him. Would have ran 98 yards for a touchdown. I was so mad. I was just the fact that the referee just didn't let it play out because they said he stopped. He stepped out at the 2-yard line before the fumble happened.
Yeah.
Of course they have video review, just like FBS and
how's Austin P doing this year?
Not horrible, not great.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near when we were there.
Yeah.
The type of horrible.
Every school
non-success.
I've ever went to, when I went to the school, their team just is bad.
Yeah.
It's my fault. Maybe it's just not being a Titans fan.
Yeah. But anyway, that was a small thing.
sake.
It was kind of a side thing. But referees, don't blow the whistle. You have a review. Just don't do it.
I know that we say you always blow, but stop.
Stop. Yeah. So, anyways, a pretty decent performance for the Titans. Henry had 130 yards with 3 touchdowns.
So he's still on his pace for a 2,000-yard season.
I saw a stat earlier. I think it's through 5 games, NFL record for how many carries he has, 152. NFL record of all time, I think. I'm pretty sure I heard that right.
Maybe. It sounds right. He's toting the rock.
And he is the leading receiving back in the league above Alvin Kamara right now. After everybody's like, Derrick Henry can't be a running.
I don't even know if he caught a ball this week.
He might not.
I don't think he did. He might have caught one, but yeah.
I mean, think about it for a second. People say that Derrick Henry doesn't get the MVP because he's not well-rounded player.
So that stat, there's no way he's leading, but he's probably above people like McCaffrey.
No, I'm pretty sure he's the leading dude. I'm pretty sure he's the leading.
Because I think McNichols
receiving
probably has more yards and catches than him.
I don't know about I'm not sure if it was yards or if it was catches, but I heard a stat. It was Derrick Henry is the leading receiving back.
All right, we'll maybe fact check that later.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll think.
But I think the point is that he's leading backs like McCaffrey and
Kamara.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So yeah, again, pretty good win. Obviously, you're on the heels of a week where the Bills come into town. The Bills right now are absolutely killing it after the first week of the season, where they got kind of embarrassed.
Favorites right now.
Yeah, they got kind of embarrassed by Pittsburgh. Ever since then, they have been the top scoring offense, the top defense in the league right now. It's going to be a really tough week for the Titans. I think they can do it though. Reason being is because think about it. In the past, there's a saying around Tennessee: if you don't like that, you don't like Titans football. And most of the time, that's we're playing a Jets team that we're losing to. If you don't like that, you don't like Titans football. We could be playing a 13-0 team, blowing them out by 30 points. If you don't like that, you don't love Titans football. That's just the thing.
There's a saying in Tennessee, and they say it in Texas, but I think they say it in Tennessee. You don't like that, well, then you can't like that. So.
Yeah. Or something like that.
That was my inner George Bush right there.
Oh gosh, what was that? I forgot what he said. I know what you're talking about.
He was trying to say the phrase. Which one was it? Can't fool me once.
Oh yeah. Fool me again.
You can't
fool me.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Is what he's trying to say.
But
he's like, you can't get fooled again.
Can't get fooled again.
Oh man.
But so we go into the Bills game. Obviously, you've got Josh Allen, dude's got to win MVP this year. I feel like
maybe. I mean, Kyler Murray's playing dang good football. Dak's playing pretty good too.
Yeah. So you've got this fourth year quarterback, third year quarterback, fifth year quarterback, somewhere around there, right?
I think he's like gonna get paid after this year.
Playing lights out, basically a 6'4" Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
If we're being realistic,
Mm-hmm.
how does the Titans slow that down?
Great question. No idea. I know that. So also something worth talking about is the Chiefs are 2-3. Under 500.
Yeah,
and they've been bad.
They look
and so
horrible.
I've been looking at what people have been saying and how they've been competing with Mahomes and throwing him off his game. Is normally you want to pressure the quarterback as much, and you still want to do that with Mahomes. But people, they blitz like crazy, and then he eats them up because the coverage is soft.
Right.
What people are doing, they're just sending 4 and dropping back everyone into coverage.
Right.
And he just so the point is, and this is how you beat every team, is have a good front 4 to get at without having to blitz.
Yeah.
So I wonder. I mean, obviously that's just the formula to beat anyone, because like if you can have 4 people, pressure the quarterback, you're gonna crush him.
You can.
So the thing is, does that work with Allen? Is our team designed to do that? Like if we haven't had our front 4 on the field that much. So when that's Dupree, that's Landry, that's Simmons and Autry, right?
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough to do that.
I think that's a solid. I mean, by namesake, that's a solid front 4.
That's enough to do that formula. But the problem is we haven't always had them on the field.
Right. And that's the whole problem with the Titans this year, I think. Anyways, we haven't been able to see the full product of what the Titans are this year because, unfortunately, of the injuries. Did I kicked the crap out of that camera? I'm not even sure.
That's all right. It's cool. All good.
All right. So, you look at the Titans offensively. Missed Julio, missed AJ. Offensive line's been shuffled. Brewer's been thrown in there for Saffold. You've got Lawan coming off an injury. He's sort of been in and out, not really himself.
Though he's played well.
But yeah, he's played really well. I kind of want to talk about that a little bit too. But you look at the Bills as a whole, solid freaking team.
Solid. I mean,
the only thing that I will say that might be a weakness is that offensive line.
Yeah, I think their run game is like they got good backs in Singletary and Moss, but they're not world beaters.
Yeah, and
they haven't played a team with a running back like Derrick Henry or someone amongst their team.
Which I think I want to go back. I'd have to do a little pulling up on the computer here. The defenses that they faced, it's been what the Dolphins.
Dolphins, Steelers beat them last week.
It's not what I'm trying to say. It's not like they've faced world-beating defenses or offenses either. So I mean, other than you can say what you want to say about the first week of the season with Pittsburgh. Look at them now. Pittsburgh, I mean, just looks like a shell of themselves. But you now have the Titans defense, which I don't think is going to be, I'm not calling Titans defense stout by any means, but I think you're going to see the Bills for the first time this year kind of face a team that when they're putting it together when the Titans are putting it together, I mean, let's face it, there were some favored odds for Super Bowl this year.
So the Bills so far have played the Steelers, who beat them. They've played the Dolphins, who they shut out. Not a good defensive team. Maybe we thought they would be, but they're not that great. Texans, who are just bad. Shut them out too.
Right.
They played. This isn't all. Yeah. Okay. And then Washington, who we all thought was going to be a good defense, but
they're 2-3.
But for some reason, the Washington defense is not who we all thought they were going to be this year. Beat them 43-21, and then they manhandled the Chiefs last week. So amongst all of those teams, none of them have a really good defense.
Right.
Neither do we. Hopefully it's getting better, but we could potentially be missing Fulton, and we don't know about Amani Hooker, and so we're still.
We know that at this point, don't we know that Bud Dupree is going to play? He's probably going to be about 65%. He's not going to be a Bud Dupree 100%. It's something. It's something to see him on the field. So basically, I think right now is how we're thinking of Tennessee. I forgot his name. Pro Football Focus. Ian Anderson. I don't know. I just know his initials were IA. Okay. But he basically came on the Buck Rising show yesterday, kind of breaking down some stuff. By the way, I haven't listened to 104.5 in a while, and I've kind of been back on the kick. National Sports Radio, the national sports radio station, in my opinion, and probably a lot of people's opinion. But man, Buck Rising is a good. He's solid, man. I was really upset when they kind of broke up at all the shows about a year ago, but Buck Rising has been a very, very fun guy to listen to.
I think Buck's probably one of the better shows on there.
Yeah.
What I don't like is sometimes he makes uninformed opinions about things.
But I think he chases storylines, so that's kind of him.
Yeah, this is me getting political without being political.
Go for it.
He remember when Joe Rogan got COVID and he was pushing ivermectin, and then CNN came on and was like, "Oh, he's taking a horse tranquilizer or horse dewormer." Yeah. And like I just remember like he brought up Joe Rogan later. He's like, "Yeah, but Joe Rogan takes horse dewormer, so he's kind of a knucklehead." And I'm like, "That was an uninformed opinion. You just listened to CNN and you got lied to."
Right.
And this was, if you saw Sanjay Gupta went on Joe Rogan's podcast yesterday, and Joe just roasted him. He's like, "Why'd they lie? Why'd they lie about me? I didn't take horse dewormer. Why'd they do that?" And Sanjay was like, So that was as political as I'll ever get right there.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But talking about that yesterday on Pro Football Focus, came on, basically said that he's got the Titans on a blowout watch, just for because all of the metrics, all the numbers and whatnot, Pro Football Focus focuses on, and I don't know if I necessarily believe it. I think you look at everything that's going on with the Titans. You're getting AJ Brown back. You're getting Julio possibly back.
He's been practicing, so looking good.
And then you've blasting game played last game. You've got some wrinkles with McNichols with a screen pass that's been working pretty great. I think that offensive line, I don't know about it.
Hey, but don't forget, we got a Derrick Henry.
We got a
freaking tractor on our team.
Dude, El Tractorcito is strong right now. Strong, baby. But I did see a number. It's crazy. Titans are 30th in offensive line efficiency right now.
Oh, that's not 30 seconds. So
4 sacks a game.
Uh-huh.
Ryan Tannehill is still a top 10 quarterback as far as numbers go.
I do love me some Tannehill.
Dude, I will die. I will die on a hill.
You will die on
Tannehill.
Tannehill.
Dude, Tannehill. Right now. That's for you, Elijah. That's A&M, baby.
And just go back to our podcast from like 2 years ago where I'm like, see, this is why Tannehill's not going to work. Because look at this. And I'm like, bring it up.
Can you find a clip?
Not right now, but I can find a clip probably where I'm like, see, guys, this is why the offense just not going to work. And why Mario just took a starting quarterback.
Dude, did you notice that Derrick Henry didn't get really good until Mario stopped being the quarterback?
Yeah, but I don't know if I would specifically say.
Do you think that's a wrinkle because they try to force the quarterback to run and with?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Do you think they forced Mario to run?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't really. I feel like Tannehill. I mean, Tannehill is I'm gonna say it. Tannehill is just as good a runner as Mariota.
He's an athletic dude for sure.
He was a wide receiver before.
Yeah. Really?
And in college,
I've never heard that.
Yeah. Went to TAMU. Went to that agriculture and mechanical.
Stop
went
it.
to the agriculture and mechanical for a wide receiver.
Ryan Tannehill, the starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, and previously the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, used to be a wide receiver in college.
Throwing out random facts here.
Uh-huh.
Did you know my boy Josh Dobbs was an aerospace engineer?
Stop.
Dude.
Stop.
Crazy, right?
Stop.
Throwing out some deep facts right now.
Did you know that Jimmy Graham used to play basketball?
No way.
Wait!
Did you know that Cole Beasley is first in, last out?
a real student of the game.
Oh man.
Now let's talk about Cole Beasley. Why don't we?
Oh! I didn't even mean for that to be a thing. Cole Beasley.
How controversial you want to get?
Let's do it.
No.
I don't even know anything about I just know he's like something about vaccines. I don't know.
He doesn't want to be forced to get the vaccines. And people hate him because of it. Also because he comes off like a douchebag when he says it. So
yeah. Hayden, I want to hear it. What do you think? What's your overall outlook for this week for the Titans?
Titans by 73. No. Boy. Well, I want to say the Titans win because I'm a Titans fan, and I think it's doable. I wouldn't put money on it. But if we can come out of the next two games, which are the Bills and the Chiefs, 1-1 or better, be looking pretty good.
Looking pretty good.
Pretty good.
You're sitting,
and I think that we are designed to kind of beat teams like the Buffalo Bills. So
that's fair.
I'm going to say we win because I'm a homer.
Which the division at this point, unless something crazy happens, I mean, it's the Titans division.
Yeah, the closest are either it's like the Texans and the Colts are tied with 1 win each.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Talk about best weekend in football. The Colts just blew that game against the Ravens on Monday night. Did you see any of that? Oh, man. They had like a 19-point lead or something in the fourth quarter.
31
and
to 25.
Lamar Jackson just goes off on them.
Ravens 16 in the fourth.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Lamar Jackson 37 of 43 for 442 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my.
You should watch the highlights of that because Lamar just, I don't know what it was, but in the fourth quarter he's like, yeah, I'm just going to go win this game.
That's wild.
Yeah. And the Colts blew it. It was awesome.
So I also saw I just saw Raiders and I just had so much stuff go through my head. I saw, it was funny yesterday. I guess it was the Thursday night. It was Thursday night. Yes. It was Eagles. Buccaneers.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
So this is a random thing. Derek Barnett.
When he was like pushing off
on Brady and like the referee stepped in like mid play.
Stop.
Everybody on Twitter was like, "Why?" He's still is the play's still going on. He's just as much as a player as anybody else. Like let him push him around. Like I don't know.
So we gotta talk about it. It's the biggest news in football this week. Your boy.
I don't know what to say without saying too much.
Your boy Groomers.
Groomers. Bro, he's coming to Tennessee for sure now. God, I don't want it. I wouldn't touch it.
Y'all didn't let in what's his face?
Shiano?
Yeah, Shiano a few years ago.
Oh, bro, could you imagine? Dude, okay, I was on r/Akitop, best subreddit on Reddit. Best subreddit name on Reddit. And it's amazing to me how many of the Groomers people, or like just Groomers in general, like people were going crazy about it. And
I think it's funny because Groomers and Groomers.
Yeah, they were like, man, like we will never ever f Gruden, blah blah blah. And I'm like, y'all changed real quick.
So the news kind of started leaking last week that Gruden had some racist emails. Yeah. First talking about the NFL Players Association president. I don't even know his name. Obviously a black man. And he talked about how he has lips like Michelin tires.
Oh my God.
So like big lips. So, he said that. And then at first Gruden was like, well, I don't remember saying that, but if they're my emails, I'll take accountability for it. Yeah. So he called the guy and he apologized. And so people thought that was going to kind of be it. And then on Monday night, I'm watching the game, and then they're like, "Oh, we just got word that John Gruden, the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, he's out. He has been let go."
Didn't you say they were like talking about like it was a funeral?
Yes. Okay. So this is my whole thing. So if you look at what was said, have you seen any of that?
I've seen like the stuff
Elijah
about.
Kind of told you
I've seen the stuff about the dude from Michael Sam, and then like.
I think, criticize Fisher.
Yeah, and then the NFLPA, the F word, that's not the 4-letter F word.
Yeah,
saw that.
And then he talked about women in a
I didn't see that.
I didn't see the exact quotes, but basically all these allegations of like
it was from like 20. Like they found stuff in like 2018 too, because I first thought it was 2011,
newer stuff.
And like not that that's okay, but I was like, man, like that's they're doing some digging.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, hey, here's some stuff from 2018 also. I'm like, oh, that's real recent. Like, that's kind of, for a span of 7 years, like, they're finding stuff for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's...
So yeah. So I think that if you look at everything and how it was presented, so the whole thing was the Washington football team is just always under investigation because it's just a terribly run franchise with a sexist, whatever you want to call him, owner, and all these people in Allen, I don't even know, the GM or president at the time, I don't know.
Right.
And the fact that there were the Redskins and people just hated all that. There's just so much bad stuff that always happens with the Redskins. So they're under investigation. 650,000 emails was being like searched through by the league, and I don't even know, like sent to the New York Times. The New York Times was given access, and so they went and they found something. And I think that Gruden's a scapegoat. And they're just...
I didn't even know about any of this with Washington going on.
Yeah, that's how they got all the emails, because it was like emails to Brad Allen.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering how this whole thing got started.
I don't know how, and I should have read more onto it, but New York Times is the one that leaked it all.
Okay.
And so then when they found out, Gruden resigned / was forced to resign. And if you look at the emails, sure, yeah, he deserves to be not in the league because of the things he said.
Yeah, 100%.
Whatever. But, in my opinion, this is strictly my opinion, he's being scapegoated because they're saying that all these others, hundreds of thousands of emails, is just going to be not released, and at this point, nothing's going to be said. Yeah. And the way ESPN... Think about how this is framed, right?
Right.
So the stuff's leaking out slowly.
Okay.
And then during the Monday Night Football game, what's every big NFL fan doing at that moment? They're watching the game, right? And it's on ESPN during Monday night.
Yeah.
And it's about 4 minutes before halftime. Mm-hmm. And they're like, hey, news just broke.
Dude, so they could talk about it the whole halftime
period.
Yes,
so they're like, news just broke that Gruden has been fired, released, whatever, resigned. Yep. And then, boom, they're right on top of it. They're right on top of this narrative. They cut to it. They're like barely even talking about the game. They're like, Gruden's out. This, blah, 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 blah. And they're just going in on Gruden. They're like, what a terrible human being person, blah, blah, blah. And so you got to ask yourself, why is ESPN so on top of this? Like, why do they? Because he worked for ESPN during all these emails. He was the Monday night analyst. And so they want with all of their heart to just get above this as soon as they can. Yeah. In my opinion, this was released by ESPN at the exact right time so they could get ahead of it and say, oh, this is all Gruden. This is none of our fault.
Yeah.
So, and I think...
That's interesting.
I think that, sure, he deserves to be fired, deserves whatever, to be canceled, whatever. 100%. But so does half the players. Like, why is Deshaun Jackson, this dude, the most racist MFer in the league, like... allowed to play football, and these people that are beating their kids and beating their wives and all these other things, and why I don't understand. They're trying to. They're like Booger McFarland was like, say you've got all these players on the sidelines and we got all these things written on the back of our helmet saying fight racism, Black Lives Matter, blah blah blah, and it's so hypocritical. They don't mean it. They don't mean it unless it's convenient.
Yeah, I get it. I get the frustration. And, you want to be fair. And you want to say, look, if one dude got in trouble for it, all these other dudes should get in trouble for it. Mm-hmm. But, it's kind of like, what do you want? What do you want to happen? It's a narrative thing. It is.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. And it's unfortunate that Gruden ended up being that kind of guy. I genuinely I always kind of thought, kind of weird guy, but
well, yeah, he was, but how much it's weird because you respect how much he loves football, mm-hmm. but not the misogynistic, racist person that he was during those emails. I don't even know, because it's hard to say someone's like that because we all have moments of just being a terrible person.
But what would get him so triggered talking in an email?
I think he just hated.
Do you think that president or whatever was going? Yeah, but I just want to know the topics that got him so worked up over an email that he'd be like, I'm gonna say this, you know what I mean? I'm not just gonna like I just don't think people are just gonna spout out stuff like unless people really get under their skin about
Don't
it.
put it in writing. Don't put it in writing. Yeah.
Don't do it in the first place, and definitely don't put it in where it's recorded anywhere.
Yeah.
Golly, what a mess.
So
the Raiders are just, I don't know. Like I saw this story. It was like John Gruden's terrible tenure left the Raiders in a horrible position, and I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, okay, from a pure coaching standpoint, I don't think they were he wasn't taking them in a wrong direction.
No, I mean they were 3-2. They were having a pretty good year this year.
Yeah. So I don't know.
And I think some of the emails said some stuff about the Glazier family, who are the owners of the Bucks, and they announced the other day that they're kicking them out of the Ring of Honor. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, they got dudes like forgetting his name. I should know.
Hughes. Contact Hughes. Give me two.
Defensive tackle. Kind of a POS.
Hainsworth.
Close, but like an all around just a bad dude. Oh,
Dominic Sue? Oh, no, he's a player right now.
Don't drag Sue into this. Come on.
Why?
Because he's like a bad person on the field, but not a bad person off the field.
Okay.
This guy's a bad person off the field. Who am I thinking of?
I don't have a clue right now.
Bucks, D. Oh God! Quick, riff, say some stuff.
Yeah, you're doing so good with that looking up stuff.
Oh God!
No, I really
draw attention somewhere else.
Dude, I genuinely don't know what you're trying to talk about. Is it okay? Like
Warren Sapp. Oh my gosh,
okay,
Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp's just like an all-around awful person, and he's like still in the Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I can't remember everything he did, but he's not a good dude.
I know he's had like a bunch of. I don't want to say it because.
Would you rather call? Okay, not you, but would you rather be around someone who like calls someone an FAG or someone who beats your wife? Like,
dude, both of those are just. Why do you put me in that predicament?
Well, which one would you rather be? Someone who hurts your feelings or punches your face in? Like,
I guess hurt my feelings, but
exactly. Like, so
neither. I don't want to be.
If it's, I know. That's what I'm saying. So, like, if you're bad enough to put someone who hurts your feelings out of the Ring of Honor, then someone who punches the crap out of people should also be out of the Ring of Honor, right?
Yeah.
That's the point I'm making, is that you're comparing these apples and oranges when the apples are gross, but the oranges have been rotten for years.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I get it. You were putting me in a spot.
Right, I was getting a little
nervous about it. Golly, man.
Would you rather call someone the N-word or Brayden, you just
you gotta say it.
You gotta pick.
It's a segment. Oh my gosh. What is it? Italian or what?
Italian or sexual assault. Bro, so
Italian pervert. Italian pervert.
Urban Meyer's not a pervert. He's Italian.
He's Italian. Yeah.
I didn't know Meyer was an Italian name.
Oh man. Oh man.
All right, we can get off.
Hold on, real fast. Okay. Are you surprised that Urban Meyer didn't get fired?
No, not yet. I mean,
you don't think 18 points was enough?
No, I think they're just too far into it at this point to,
Dude, it was a total slap on the wrist, though.
Yeah, I mean,
the whole thing was.
Like I said in the podcast last week,
I wasn't
I'm
here
not surprised that coaches are out there finger banging co-eds. That's not what I'm surprised about. I'm surprised that he didn't fly home with the team. That's what I'm surprised about.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
You don't think Pete Carroll's out there in Seattle just going to the bars at 77 years old?
I wanna give people the benefit of the doubt, but holy crap. I just know Meyer's a bad person to begin with, dude. What a guy. Just what a butt. Man. What a butt, dude.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
What an ass.
What a butt, I'm gonna get in it.
Oh, I'm gonna get up. He got up in it.
Is this a PG-13
He did.
podcast?
Did you see his finger was
he was
exploring.
In the brown. He was in the stink. That's for sure. All right, moving on.
All right, moving on to some CFB. Unless you want to talk, do you have any more NFL? Do you have any more NFL?
I don't know. Tell me when you want to do your new segment. You should let me know.
Oh man, I think after we talk about some CFB stuff.
Okay.
Like after scores before we get into this week's stuff.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah. So let's get into some CFB things going on here.
That stands for college football.
College football. All right. Yeah, I just sounded like that guy off of the College Football Game Day. Have you watched it?
Nope.
College Football Game Day, provided by the Home Depot or whatever he
Closed
says.
captioning brought to you by.
That's it. I remember dude, for whatever reason, closed captioning. Every time I hear it, I immediately think about the Dr. Phil show.
I think about that too.
Dude, do you?
They're always like closed captioning brought to you
every
by.
time, dude, it was a memory. Every time I got home from high school, when I rode the bus still.
Did you also watch Oprah and Dr. Phil?
Dude, every time my mom wasn't even in the living room, but Dr. Phil would be on.
I watched
closed captioning provided by, and then Dr. Oz would come on right after.
Oh yeah, good old.
Dude, did everybody have the same childhood memories?
Basically, I came home and I'd eat a microwave hot dog.
Yeah, dude.
And some
a lot
popcorn.
of times it's like goldfish or taquitos.
Ooh, taquitos.
Taquitos. All right. College football. I keep kicking that camera.
It's all right. I always cut at the exact time that you kick it, so they don't ever see it.
Sweet, dude. We're on a good wavelength today.
I'm with the wavelength with your foot.
The wavelength with
my foot.
Dude, big score in CFB. The mighty, no longer elite Alabama Crimson Tide.
Cut down like a cherry tree by George Washington.
By the agriculture and mechanical.
That's right. What a good game.
Yeah. That quarterback for A&M, God bless.
Calzada.
Zach Calzada. Dude, he's a stud.
I know.
And
even if he plays horribly for the rest of his life.
Well, dude was getting hammered for the first 2 games.
Nice.
First 2 or 3 games he played. Because, of course, A&M was on a little bit of a slide. And I was just I feel bad for the guy. Sophomore coming in, having to just, face Alabama and just killed it anyways. Georgia beat Auburn 34-10. Number 2 versus number 18 matchup. Auburn's kind of had a tough slate with ranked opponents this year. Arkansas and Ole Miss, what a freaking game. 52-51. Did you watch that game? Did you see it?
I got limited to 2 games this week.
Iowa and Tennessee?
And no, I watched the A&M. Alabama.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Iowa and A&M. Arkansas Ole Miss, crazy game. Went down to the last second. Sam Pittman, the coach for Arkansas.
Oh, yeah, he went for 2,
Went for
right?
2. Ballsy move. I respect it, honestly.
It. I mean, it's the same thing as just doing overtime.
Yeah. You're going to be in a shootout with Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Anyways, and your offense was just gashing their defense at the time because they were a little bit behind. So they scored a touchdown with literally time ran off the clock.
Yeah.
And then tried to kind of run this. The play was horrible.
Yeah.
The play was absolutely dog booty. Dude, dog booty.
Gross.
And the quarterback rolled to the near side of the field, so he had less room to roll. And there was 3 receivers in the same place, and there was just 6 DBs just kind of hanging out in a 10-foot radius, and it was just bad. LSU falling apart. Go Tigers. Coach O, man. As much as I hate to say it. He might be far from there. He might be far from the LSU. Go Tigers. Dude, he might be gone. He might be gone depending on how the rest of the season goes. They got beat by Kentucky, who is now 6-0 and 4-0 in the SEC.
Is that the Kentucky update of the week?
Freaking Wildcats, dude. 16th in the nation. I still don't believe in them. As a Tennessee fan, we're going to stomp them.
I don't know.
They beat Florida.
Okay.
They beat LSU, and then other than that, it was just some
those whatever teams.
Kind of some whatever teams. They didn't. So Tennessee beat Missouri by it was 65-24. They barely beat Missouri. It was just kind of one of those things. They played really good in the past couple of weeks, but at the same time, I'm kind of they still might beat Kentucky. They just might need to. They're about to run into Georgia this week, so Georgia's number 1 in the nation now. I would assume.
So I think I'm going to pull it up. So question that I have.
Mm-hmm. Fire away.
A&M.
Yeah.
Beat
Alabama.
Mm-hmm. A&M has lost 2 games.
A&M has lost 2 games. Yes.
Yeah. Is there any sort of way that A&M gets to I don't know, SEC championship and is there a way for them to get in the playoffs?
I would have to look at the West standings. I think they could be very realistically if they continue to play the way that they play. I think they still need Alabama to lose maybe one more SEC game because they've got 2 losses against SEC opponents. I'm fairly sure.
And they got so they would have that head to head.
They would have the head to head, but they would have the better. Alabama would have the better overall conference record, I believe.
Interesting.
Yeah, A&M is 1-2 in SEC, and Alabama is 2-1. So if I would have to look up the SEC standings.
If both
really
teams
fast.
won out, then they would each have 1 loss, right?
No, A&M has 2 losses in the SEC.
Oh, you said 1 and 2?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
1 and 2. So right now, how this is panning out in the East, right now you have Georgia at 4-0, 6-0, Kentucky 4-0, 6-0, Tennessee 2-1, 4-2, and then Florida 2-2, 4-2.
Who's Alabama playing this year?
Alabama this week is playing Mississippi State.
Who do they have the rest of the year?
Oh man, let me pull that up real fast.
Okay.
Alabama schedule. I know they have Tennessee coming up. So tomorrow they play Mississippi State. October 23rd they play Tennessee, LSU, New Mexico State, Arkansas, which is a ranked game, and then of course you got the Iron Bowl, Alabama Auburn. So I mean, realistically, it looks like they're going undefeated.
If Tennessee beats Alabama,
I'm doing something wild.
You would be doing A&M the biggest favor in the world,
and I'm doing
right?
something wild. I don't know what it is, but I'm doing something wild.
You know what?
What?
Is that a trap game or a lunch game?
Is that a what?
Is that a hype?
Is that a hype game?
Hype game?
Or a trap? Hold on. I don't know. We haven't even said.
I know. It's a good transition. I just want to know.
Let me get to the other scores real fast.
Yeah, no problem.
Anyways, like the ones we care about, Florida just killed Vanderbilt. Tennessee, South Carolina. Tennessee absolutely destroyed, and that's really all I care about. Hype train or ledge game? It's time for
Hype train
or
ledge game. Yeah!
Welcome to our new segment,
Yeah!
Hype Train or Ledge Game. Okay, my 2. Well, I'm going to start out with 1 because we're on college football right now. Hype Train or Ledge Game. Tennessee versus Ole Miss. If you're a Tennessee fan right now, that's all I'm not even going to do the Ole Miss side because you know what? Gold Miss. Get right now. You can bleep that out. I didn't even say it, but you can still bleep it out.
I'm not editing this.
Do it.
No.
It'll be funnier. I feel like.
Here, hold on. Do it again and I'll beep it. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
ready?
Hold
Okay,
on. Ready?
hold on.
1, 2, 3. Beep. Ole Miss.
There you go.
Yes.
You said Ole Miss and beep at the same time.
Oh man, hype train for the balls this game. Let me tell you why. Hype train. Let me tell you why. Okay, hype train. Tennessee balls for this weekend. We're not going to get too ahead of ourselves, but hype train this weekend for the balls. You have a 4-2 Tennessee balls in week 6 of a college football season. Who would have thunk it? Versus number 17, I think 17, something like that, Ole Miss, okay? Lane Kiffin is coming in here. I don't give a freak about that. I got over that years ago. He's already been there one time. Get over it, media. Hype train for the Vols. Going to be a sold-out stadium. 102 plus a little bit in the stadium. 1,000 people. Checkerboarding that mug up in orange and white. Check your sections, all right? Check your sections.
So the question is Tennessee, Ole Miss.
Dude,
hype train?
Hype train.
Or ledge game?
Hype
and I'm
train
gonna tell you what, I'm gonna
for
tell you what.
Tennessee.
I'm gonna tell you,
listen,
ready?
let me hold on. Before you do that, let me kind of get intimate with you real fast, okay? I'm going to look right into this camera right now. Hype train for Tennessee, week 6, 4-2. Look, you might be a little bit nervous about this game, but listen, as a Tennessee fan, you see the little smoky gray with the Dobbs jersey. Yeah, I'm repping the Dobbs jersey. Great freaking quarterback. Might be the best quarterback. Look, Hendon Hooker's great. Yeah, he's a top 5 quarterback right now in the nation. Number 1 in the SEC. That's the reason why you should be hyped. Look, a chance to go into this 4-slate game. You got Ole Miss, Alabama, Kentucky, and Georgia coming up. I don't even know if it's in that correct order, but that's what's coming up. Look, you got a chance to make a freaking statement right now, and that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have Josh Heupel come in here, and we're going to build statues. We're going to build statues. We can get hype about this, Tennessee. We can get hype about this Big Orange Nation. But look, now let's bring it down a little bit. Okay? I just mentioned that 4-game slate. Okay? We got a tough little deal coming up here, okay? Listen, no matter what happens, look, we can't get too high, too low right now. This is a marathon right now. We're going to a tough 4-game stretch. Tennessee fans, look at me. Don't get too low. Don't get too high. All right, let's take care of Ole Miss right now. Hype train, baby. Let's go.
So do I have to make it? This is a hype train or a Lord's game?
Go for it, bro.
Okay. See this?
I see it. Yeah. Are you walking towards the ledge? Okay, towards the ledge, towards the ledge, towards the ledge. Okay.
Whoa! It's a train.
It's a freaking train.
It's a train. Snap. You don't want to know why?
Why?
Because I don't have any stakes in this. I don't really care, and I'm all in.
Yeah.
I'm all in, baby.
For who? For who?
You want? What's that? That's the Josh Hype. Train, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. High train. Wow, he ran out of the room. I don't even know where the camera's at.
Why not? Why not us?
Why not us? Why not us, baby? Why not us?
Hype train.
Why not
Hype train?
Tennessee, baby.
All right.
Yeah, that's my hype train.
Hype train.
That's my hype train.
I don't even know what's the rest of the segment. How do we do the rest?
I don't even. I think that's been a nice little segment of.
You didn't give me the heads up.
Not ready for the plug. Not ready for the plug. Oh snap!
Hype train
or
Ledge game.
All right.
Do you like how in the graphic that it's Josh Heupel and
dude
and Urban Meyer?
What a great graphic. It's so simple
in that club.
And it's so low quality, but it's so great. I freaking love it.
Classic.
I really love it.
Classic.
Dude, let's talk about it a little bit, okay? So, Ole Miss comes into Tennessee. Ole Miss is ranked. Tennessee's 4-2, okay? Coming off of 2 SEC games. Yeah, you can say Missouri and South Carolina necessarily aren't the most dominant, SEC teams. But you're having a Tennessee team that's looked like absolute crap on offense for the past 3 years under probably one of the worst offensive coaches they've had in Jeremy Pruitt. I just burped a little bit. I don't know if you heard that, but I did. Look, you have Josh Heupel coming in here, put up 65 against Missouri, put up 45 against South Carolina, put up 28 points in the first quarter in both of those games, okay? You've got a top 5 quarterback. Let me read this for you real fast. This is a crazy little stat, okay? I think I might have accidentally went off of it when I searched the SEC standings. But let me go back a little bit here, okay? So right now, Hendon Hooker is the 5th quarterback in the nation as far as QBR rating, all right? I think he's at a 185, just around 185, okay? He's got 13 touchdowns, 1 interception, all right?
It's good.
You got Matt Corral, who was the quarterback of Ole Miss Rebels, okay? He is the number 6th quarterback in the nation as far as QB rating. So you got a number 5 and a number 6. You've got a number 1 in the SEC versus number 2 quarterback rating wise in the SEC right now, okay? That's a great matchup right there. You've got this is why I think that Tennessee can realistically pull this off, not as a Tennessee fan or a homer. Tennessee comes in, I think they have the number, it's not like amazing. It's not anything crazy, but it's like the 30th ranked defense in the nation. Mm-hmm. They've as of last week, I'm not sure what the numbers were. They had one more touchdown on the year than Alabama had. They had 31 versus Alabama's 30. Their 30 touchdowns. Again, you've got a quarterback that's absolutely came in and just transformed the offense. You've got a stadium that's sold out for the first time since I think it was the 2016 or 2017 Georgia game, and it's a night game. It's just a different feel. Ole Miss, everybody knows that they can score. That's no secret. Lane Kiffin is an absolute mastermind as far as drawing up plays. But you got 2 of these coaches that are just offensive minded like crazy.
Yeah.
Ole Miss does have the 68th ranked defense.
So So all this like preseason, people were talking about how Heupel was going to come in and we were going to stop playing this stupid Jeremy Pruitt football where you
score 17 points
and then try to have
try
the
to
defense
hold
win. When Tennessee's defense is like, you're just not going to recruit the guys that are good enough to do that until the school gets good, which then becomes a circle of suck.
Yeah, right.
So then when you bring in Heupel and everyone's talking about like, even if we lose, if we put up 40 points a game, we're going to be having a good time.
Right.
And that when the first couple of weeks of the season, I was like, this isn't really what was promised, And then now
I don't know. I feel like it was though.
I didn't think it was
because it's like, well, you played Bowling Green, which you put like 40 or 38 up against, and then you played Pittsburgh.
But I don't count those games because those teams suck.
Well, then you play Pittsburgh, who has like right now their quarterback is like one of the favorites for the Heisman, Sam Pittman, or not Sam Pittman. That's the coach for I forgot what his name was, but he's a favorite for Heisman. And I think that score it was a 1-score game. It was 50-something to 40-something, and it was a 7-point game. I mean, and ever since then, I don't think Tennessee has scored under 45 points in a game.
I didn't count those games because the first one, Bowling Green, I didn't count that because it's stupid Bowling Green. Yeah. Second game, and it was just because I watched it. It was like they were just missing so many plays, and so it wasn't efficient.
It was a different quarterback.
It was to me, it was gross football. But these past 2 weeks, this is when I'm starting to see what Heupel was bringing. Yeah. What they were talking about. Yeah. Now I'm starting to.
It's like the thing where you kind of see. It's like you expect them to go out on the field, and you're like, okay, they're going to score. Yeah. They're going to score at some point on this drive.
And then it wasn't like that the first couple of weeks. No. You were like,
and it hasn't been like that. It's watching as a true fan, like as just a straight fan right now, watching a Tennessee game for the past however many years has legitimately felt like I'm just waiting for like a train wreck to happen. You're almost like holding your breath for something bad to happen, and when something good, it's like, oh my gosh. Now it's kind of like, sweet, we can go on offense. This is I'm so at ease right now. Yeah. I'm so at ease, and
it's kind of how what the Titans were once Tannehill took over. We actually felt confident in scoring points.
Yeah, and it's like it is. It's not that I'm not confident in the defense. I'm still kind of holding my breath of like, are they going to let up that big play? They're decent at defense. I wouldn't say it's like they're going to go out there and just overpower anybody necessarily. I think if you got a quarterback, which Matt Corral. You got a quarterback that can put up some numbers throwing the ball. I think they could do it against Tennessee.
So again, to me, comparing SEC college football, you always have to compare to Alabama.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
So right now, if you're matching up Tennessee with Alabama, honestly, like Alabama's world beater still, even through that.
I don't know, man. Saban said that they're no longer an elite team,
but still, they're the team. They're a team to beat, right?
Yeah,
still probably
absolutely.
the team to beat.
100%.
But amongst all the past couple of years, this year, Tennessee, I feel like has got a shot because they can put up points, and even though Alabama's defense is still, I'm going to give you the hope because you need the hope, because Alabama's defense, while it's still good, has not been as good as it has been in years past.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to give you that hope because you need that hope because you can't pull yourself out of the dredges of the SEC until you're like, maybe we can do it.
But I've still got BBS.
I don't know what that means.
Battered ball syndrome.
Oh, that's sad.
I've just been drugged through the mud.
Pull yourself out, put your bootstraps and pull yourself up and say, we got a shot. We got a shot to beat Alabama and make Elijah's day.
We got a shot. Dude, we got a shot.
You got it.
We got a shot.
You got a shot. All you have to do, it's any given Saturday, baby.
Any given That's why Saturday. We play the game, baby.
That's why you play
That's why you play the game. That's stuck with
my dad. You want to crown him.
My dad used to say that all the time. It's always stuck with me. Every time I watch a game and something's going wrong, I'm like, that's why we play the game. There's 4 quarters. There's 4 quarters. There's 9 innings. There's 2 halves.
If you want to crown him, but that's why we play the games.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let's go, baby.
That's right.
Man, my prediction with this game, I don't know.
Ole Miss.
So, okay, first let me say too, this whole on the way over here, I was, again, listening to 104.5. It's kind of just what I kind of do on drives. this dude called in from Georgia. He's a Bulldogs fan. He comes on the freaking thing. First thing he says, like, "Go Dogs!" Whatever. He didn't sound like that at all. I don't know why I sounded like that. But it was actually like a very deep black man's voice. So he was more like "Go Dogs" kind of thing. But he was, I don't understand why Tennessee is making such a big deal about Lane Kiffin. Like, they need to focus on blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, listen here, bud. Listen, if you don't have anything to do with that whole deal back in 2009, little dealio back in 2009, first off, you don't even need to be commenting on it. Second off, I don't really genuinely think, just really talking to other Tennessee fans, being on the subreddit, like being on social media, talking to other people, nobody gives a damn about Lane Kiffin coming in here. It's the media does, because they love the storyline. Right. They love the TMZ aspect of, ooh, you got this coach that left Tennessee in the middle of the night, and kind of started this whole started this whole landslide. And he's a polarizing dude anyways. And they've had all these things, and it's hilarious to me because they've had all these things all week where it's like, and two coaches are talking about it and everything. And Coach Heupel, he didn't have anything to do with any of that stuff in 2009. That dude was I think he was still at Oklahoma in 2009. I don't know. And he was like, yeah, we just need to, I want to do whatever our fans want to do. We can checkerboard the stadium. We're going to make it as loud for Matt Corral as possible. We really want to make it difficult for them on offense, and we're going to play our game and blah, blah, blah. And then, trying to get something out of Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin ain't even playing into it. He's like, yeah, I think Tennessee's a really good team. I really think at 4-2, like they should be ranked. Like they're gonna make it. It's gonna be a tough environment. Blah blah. Blah. And it's just like a normal coach's press conference, but it's like you see all this media surround. Oh, you've got Lane Kiffin coming back to Tennessee. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, it's not even the first time.
Yeah.
He came back in 2014 with Alabama, and it was like the whole deal back then was like, oh, he is he going to be on the field? Is there going to be like security presence? Nothing happened. Yeah. Like, people are going to boo him, and they're probably going to boo him. And I saw some guys like on the subreddit saying like, oh, like, guys, we should all just cheer. Like, we don't even acknowledge the players, like the Ole Miss players running onto the field, because then like we don't want our boos to be ringing out while the guys are still running on the field. And like, we don't even want to give Lane Kiffin that satisfaction. It's like, you kind of boo every team that comes on the field. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. Like, the whole Lane Kiffin thing is just so played out to me.
Just quit making a big deal out of it.
And, like, you can even ask me. You've asked me before, would you like Lane Kiffin as your coach? Absolutely. Do I want him right now? No. I'm fine with Heupel. I'm ecstatic about Heupel. Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with Lane Kiffin to me. But I'm just kind of tired of that whole narrative. I'm hoping for a win. It's kind of one of those things. It's like, I'm nervous about it, but it's good to be nervous about it because that means that there's hype about this. There's a whole ordeal. It's like we're excited about something in week 6 of a college football season as a Tennessee Vols fan. Like, that hasn't happened in a while. And it's kind of one of those things. Do you take it if Tennessee loses 52-48? Is it detrimental? I don't know. You've got 4 weeks of a really hard college football coming up. I mean, Tennessee's got Ole Miss, 4 ranked opponents in 4 weeks. Ole Miss, Alabama, Georgia, and Kentucky.
Those are good teams.
So it's like, now in 2 weeks, am I saying ledge game, hype game? I still think it's going to be a lot of back off the ledge. Like, let's not take this whole deal, because you're still looking at a year one Heupel team that's at 4 wins. Say if you worst case scenario, you don't get a win. You still got a Heupel team at 4-5 at this point, with 3 winnable games left, or 2 winnable games left. I can't remember how many games are left after that, but you've got at least, I think, a South Alabama and a Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
After that, so it's kind of like, you're going to get to 6 wins. You're going to get to a bowl game if nothing crazy happens, and you could win a bowl game and have a 7-5 season in your head coach's first year, after they went 3-4 or 3 and whatever it was last year with the COVID season. So
who do you pick to win?
I think I think with everything, I think I'm picking Tennessee. I'm picking Tennessee in I'm gonna say a 38-28 game, 10 points.
I picked Tennessee because I'm a homer. Even though Tennessee's not my team. But
you just want to see the
Tennessee's my home. It's life's better when Tennessee's winning.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
According to CBS Sports, the under/over is 82 points. So with your score prediction, you'd take the under.
I kind of take the under.
I'm gonna take the over.
See, I want to take the over, and I want to buy into like the shootout, but like I really think that defenses are going to shore up a little bit.
Sure, I get it, but more fun, more points.
Yeah, it's going to be chaotic, dude. Night game is going to be chaotic. I'm so excited about it. I wish I was going, but I'm not.
So we, ladies and gentlemen, because we're getting close to the end, and we have one segment left.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Are you ready for this, Brayden?
I'm so excited.
All right. Here's this week's. Here's a man who has a plan. He always speaks the truth. Whoa. He'll tell you all throughout this fall how the Iowa Hawkeyes do. Whoa. So come on down, it's starting now. He's sitting in his seat. Whoa. It's the Hayden's Iowa Hawkeyes update of the week. Whoa. That's me.
Oh my gosh, dude, this it gets better and better. Okay, just to let you guys know, I don't see those before.
Welcome everyone to the Hayden's Brayden.
Yeah.
Brayden.
Yeah.
Who did we play? Tell me.
I forgot because now I'm just so flustered.
Tell me.
Penn State.
We played Penn State.
Penn State.
What was Penn State ranked?
They were ranked 4th.
And who was ranked number 3?
Number 3 was Iowa Hawkeyes.
Oh, buddy. Woo! We got ourselves a top 5 game.
Ooh, man.
A top 4 game.
What a game.
And you know what?
What?
Penn State. All right. Your boy was working.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch most of the game.
Yeah.
When I turn on the game, guess who's winning?
Who?
Penn State.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But I'm like,
yeah.
But it must have been like, what's that? Oh my gosh. Hayden's watching the game? We can't play like this. We can't play like this no more. And so I started watching the game,
yeah.
And Iowa just goes on a tear. I don't even know how that game was close from what I saw.
Dude.
I didn't see the beginning of the game, but I saw the end where Iowa absolutely dominated. Dominated so much that, you know what? The score ended up being 23-20. All right?
Yeah.
All right, I saw the last touchdown and I saw the last field goal.
Yeah.
Which put Iowa over Penn State, putting them ranked number 2 behind Georgia. Behind Georgia. And now, tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Central, I think.
Yep.
I think that's Central. I don't know.
That's probably Central.
2:30 that time on my screen right there.
Yep.
We're playing Purdue, more like Purdue, because they got such a porous defense and they play so poorly. I don't know anything about Purdue. All I know is that we're number 2. They're not. Who cares? Thank you, everyone, for coming to Hayden's. Here's a man who has a plan. He always speaks the truth. Whoa. He'll tell you all throughout this fall how the Iowa Hawkeyes do. Whoa. So come on down, it's starting now. He's sitting in his seat. Whoa. It's the Hayden's Iowa Hawkeyes update of the week. Whoa. That's me.
Dude, that's a freaking masterpiece.
Oh, man. I got an idea.
How can you top that?
I got an idea for next week.
Dude, you should have cut your grass.
I know. I need to. Well, the last time I cut my grass, I cut only the front yard. I cut the backyard, so the backyard's real bad. But next week's is going to be...
Dude, it can only go up. It still has to go up from there?
Uh-huh.
Next week's do you realize how many weeks in the season there still is?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
There's at least 6 more weeks, 6 or 7. plus like a
plus
bowl,
the national
plus
championship.
plus like like they're gonna plus like maybe 9 for you, 8 or 9 because they got 2 playoff games and a national and a natty championship.
I've got no idea how I'm gonna top next week.
Oh my gosh.
Next week's just a slight teaser. It's going to be
don't even.
No, it's gonna be a parody. You're gonna love it.
Oh my god. Is it gonna be like a Full House parody or something? Oh my gosh, dude. Oh man. All right. Well,
we're
holy
about
cow.
an hour, so
yeah. Let's 23-20. Good win. Top 2.
That's right.
That Red River rivalry, the Texas Oklahoma game was wild. It was what was it? Shoot, I just had it. Anyways, it was back and forth. It was like the big Texas Oklahoma rivalry, 2 future SEC games. Texas had a massive lead and somehow just choked it away. I just went to the American Conference. That's not what I was trying to do. Their Big 12, it was 55-48 and just an absolute shootout. Oklahoma had a massive run at the end of the game to win it. Man, what a week. Texas A&M and Alabama.
Best weekend of football, baby. Best weekend of football.
Best weekend of football. I wish Elijah was here to alliterate a little bit. It honestly shows you how important like a quarterback is to college football. Because
good old Calzone.
Dude, Calzone came in there first couple weeks, a little iffy, got a little stuff under his belt, and he went out and beat Alabama. Tennessee, you said looked like straight doo-doo still on offense with Milton, and got a good quarterback in there. Looking good. You know what I mean? It's like quarterbacks go down, your season goes down. Let's just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Let's hope for the best. Hayden.
Yes.
That's about all I got.
That's all I got. I got to my update, so we're good to go.
Dude, gotta squeeze in an update.
Mm-hmm.
Any more stuff you want to talk about?
Hockey last night. The Preds played their home opener.
The Kraken.
And they lost.
They lost to the Kraken?
Yeah.
Is the Kraken going to be one of those annoying NHL franchises that just like are godly because the NHL, I hate how the NHL does their expansion draft. It's like, hey, here's your pick of the best player on each team. Yeah, Have fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think any of us are.
Or the Predators just suck again.
We'll just have Tyler on someday. We'll ask him how hockey
I don't know
works.
anything about hockey, dude.
I asked a guy at work, and he was like, I don't know if the Predators will be good. And I'm like, oh, that's sad.
Their window already closed for a NHL Stanley Cup.
Grim. That was fun, though.
That was. Yeah. It was a good 2 years.
So, yep. Hockey's back up. Best weekend in football. That's all I got.
That'll do it.
That'll do
all
it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to STSP Summer Tree Sports Podcast. Again, I'm Braden, along with my man over there, the Hayden. Elijah wasn't with us, but guys, thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Yep. Peace.
Peace out.